Here's the Night King's true identity finally exposed after the Battle of Winterfell. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and debated aspects of Game of Thrones, the true identity of the Night King. For years, fans have speculated, theorized, and even debated online about who or what this chilling villain really was. Now, after the Battle of Winterfell, new evidence has surfaced that finally exposes his true identity. In this video, we're going to break it all down, from his origins to his role in Westeros history, his connection to the Children of the Forest, and how the battle revealed the secrets that have been hidden for centuries. The Night King's story begins long before the Seven Kingdoms were established. According to the show, the Children of the Forest created the Night King thousands of years ago as a weapon against humanity during their conflict with the First Men. Using dragonglass, they turned a man into the first White Walker, effectively creating the Night King. But here's where the first mystery arises. Who was this man before he became the Night King? For years, fans speculated he might have been a First Man, a Stark ancestor, or even tied to the royal bloodlines of Westeros. In the series, we see flashbacks of the Children of the Forest performing the ritual, driving a piece of dragonglass into the man's chest. At that moment, his humanity was stripped away, replaced with the icy, unfeeling persona we know today. Interestingly, this ritual hints at the Night King's unique connection to magic. Unlike regular White Walkers, he was capable of raising the dead on an unprecedented scale and even commanding whites with a single gesture. This suggests that he retained some semblance of his consciousness and strategic thinking, which made him far more dangerous than the mindless undead. Some fan theories also propose that the Night King may have been an ancient Stark, or even a Targaryen ancestor, though there's no direct confirmation in the show. However, the way he is portrayed throughout the series hints that he wasn't just a monster, but a man with a purpose, twisted into something else by the Children of the Forest. Beyond his origin story, the Night King represents something far deeper in Game of Thrones, the personification of death and inevitability. His presence is a stark reminder that no matter the politics, battles, or alliances of men, there are forces in the world that operate beyond their control. The icy blue eyes, the silent army of the dead, and the ability to kill dragons. All of these elements serve to elevate him from a simple antagonist to a symbol of ultimate doom. Interestingly, his quiet demeanor makes him more terrifying than a shouting warlord. Unlike other villains who seek power for greed or ambition, the Night King seems to operate on instinct and a long-term plan, essentially as nature's unstoppable force. After the Battle of Winterfell, this symbolism became even more apparent. As we saw, despite the massive losses on both sides, the Night King was methodical, patient, and utterly relentless. Every move seemed calculated, almost as if he had a timeline in mind that stretched for centuries. This raises questions about his true consciousness. Was he still human at the core, or had the children's magic erased every trace of humanity? Now let's focus on the Battle of Winterfell itself, which is where many fans believe his true identity was subtly revealed. The key moments to consider are: 1. His immunity to conventional attacks. During the battle, ordinary weapons barely scratched him. Only dragonglass and Valyrian steel could affect him, confirming that his creation was magical and that he retained a unique connection to these mystical materials. 2. The dragon resurrection. When the Night King killed Viserion and reanimated him, it wasn't just a show of power. It was a symbolic act. He was claiming a legacy of fire and ice, literally wielding dragons as a weapon to reshape the world. This hints at his long-term vision. He was preparing Westeros for the unstoppable winter, not just seeking random destruction. 3. His targeted approach. He marched directly toward Bran, the three-eyed raven. This is perhaps the biggest clue to his identity. By targeting Bran, it suggests a connection to the history of Westeros and the magical knowledge that Bran holds. Some fans theorize that the Night King recognized Bran as a kindred spirit in power, or perhaps as a threat tied to the very magic that created him. 4. The moment of vulnerability. Arya's assassination of a Night King was poetic, but it also revealed that the Night King was not invincible. His death, and the reactions of the White Walkers around him, suggest a hierarchy and consciousness that only a sentient being could command, not a mindless monster. This further supports the idea that he was once human and retained intelligence throughout his existence. So who was the Night King really? After analyzing the events of the battle, his behavior, and flashbacks, a strong case emerges. The Night King was likely the first man turned into a White Walker, someone who had been alive long before recorded history and intimately tied to the Children of the Forest. Evidence from the show points to several possibilities. A First Man ancestor. He may have been a noble or warrior during the First Men era, chosen by the Children of the Forest for his strength and skill. This would explain his strategic mind and combat ability. A magical link to Bran. By targeting the three-eyed raven, the Night King demonstrated a connection to the magic that governs time and memory in Westeros. Some theories suggest that he was seeking to destroy or absorb the collective knowledge of the world, possibly because it reminded him of what he lost when he was transformed. A symbol of humanity's darker potential. Ultimately, the Night King's identity underscores that he was once human, and his transformation was both a weapon and a curse. He represents the consequences of mankind's conflicts with magic and nature, an experiment gone wrong that lasted millennia. Fans have speculated for years that the Night King could be tied to House Stark, the Targaryens, or even the Children of the Forest themselves. While the show never explicitly confirms these theories, the post-battle analysis supports the idea that he was created intentionally, with intelligence and strategy intact. The evidence points to one central truth. The Night King was not just a mindless villain, but a tragic figure, once human, now immortal, serving as a reflection of mankind's hubris. Every move he made during the Battle of Winterfell, every choice, was consistent with a sentient being acting over centuries to fulfill a vision. After the Night King's death, Westeros is forever changed. His identity, once hidden behind layers of myth and magic, has finally been revealed as the first man turned White Walker. His legacy is a cautionary tale. Power can corrupt, magic can twist, and even the strongest humans can be transformed into something unrecognizable. The Night King's story also leaves room for interpretation. But what do you think? Was the Night King a tragic figure, a villain, or something in between? And do you believe his connection to Bran changes the way we see the magical history of Westeros? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth Game of Thrones breakdowns and